Hi, this is Dave Zwang, What They Think, and with me is Taketsugu, who is the General Manager of Market Promotions for Horizon. And Take, it's great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, you're welcome. So Take, I mean, you guys, Horizon's been involved in HID for years.
Yeah.
First of all, how's the show been for you so far?
It's been great. It's been great. Fortunately, we are located just at the entrance, so gathering many people there.
Oh,
so
that makes it
great.
real easy. And so, what kinds of things are you? I know that you have your own booth and you have your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have equipment in a lot of other areas with a lot of other print suppliers.
Yeah.
What do you see as trends in generally?
Yeah. In general, like everybody, labor shortage, how to cover that kind of task is important. So what we are showing is robotics and also integrated solutions, in a nearline or inline with a printing press or all kinds of things, how we can provide the, good solution to the market.
And when we say robotics, because I know as I walk around here, it's been interesting to watch the evolution of robotics over the years. Because it used to be, we talked about robotics and people had visions of different things, but there's single arm robotics, and then there's the robots that are kind of running around on the floor. What are you using, or is it a combination of both in terms of how you get involved in those things?
Yeah, the robot is actually good at doing a repetitive task. Or heavy things carrying, right?
Right.
Which is actually people do not want to be involved anymore. So those kind of things, the robot can do that good job for. So.
Yeah. No, I know. I actually had conversations with someone a few years back about that, because if you look, they told me that most of the injuries in a print shop occur in the back end, in moving the material movement and material handling, lifting, pulling, and that's where and a lot of the robotic stuff seems to address that.
Yeah. It's kind of a smart factory step by step, right?
Right.
In the era of the labor shortage, at one point, skilled labor is missing. In that case, automation was important, and now it's actually coming to the era that it's difficult to hire the operators, and then now the robotic is becoming more and more important.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of it being an option. Now it almost becomes a necessity.
Yeah.
Where do you see things going? Where do you see the trends? I mean, you guys have been leaders for years, so.
Yeah, so we want to, carry this smart factory movement, moving forward.
Right.
Like, human task and then robot task, they are, needful, right? So maybe the people can be involved more creative things or, thinking things, and then robot can do, production type of thing. So mixing those together, we think we can create a more, attractive industry, even in a printing industry. Sometimes, people think, printing industry is a kind of dirty work or heavy things, but if we could involve robotics and then the workflow and such, we can make this industry more attractive. That's actually a goal for.
Yeah, I think, and it's a great goal, and I think that you're absolutely right. That's a big part of it. It's engaging the kind of the future workers, the future audience of print, because print has still got tremendous value.
Yeah.
And if anything, as an industry, it's actually growing, not declining. But how do you still have to feed it with people, you still have to feed it with equipment, and that becomes a big part of it. Yeah, fine. We have robotics. You have other equipment though, and that's not. I mean, you have a lot of finishing equipment itself. What's the level of automation that you're now bringing into your finishing equipment?
So the level of automation is becoming higher. Initially, we just doing the touch screen, and then everybody can operate the system. That's actually the simple things. But now, no skilled operator. So just touching the press, start button, everything should be automated. Like a feeding setting, or depending on substrate, setting difference. That's actually, our goal to achieve more automation on it.
And as well, in addition to pushing buttons, a lot. I mean, most of this is moving towards just feeding data through, right? And the data instructions.
Yeah.
Are you? What level of integration capabilities do you have to be able to work with some of the upline systems, right? That
Yeah.
are basically gonna feed you down the line.
So, for example, at this HID, we actually collaborate with a Canon, and then Canon has an IX3200 press, right? And then we integrate the system with a Smart Stitcher and a Mark V to do, start to subtle stitch, finish inline. That's actually one of the, the big automation steps.
And that's a significant step. And I think increasingly that's where people are. That's where people are moving more and more.
Yeah.
Do you have any new machines here at the show?
Actually, since the Drupa, we don't have new, but we do the
You mean
new
this,
way.
in the last 9 months you haven't developed anything new?
But we are actually showing a different approach, using the robotics, using a workflow.
Right.
And then also the Canon integration is actually the world premiere, actually.
Okay.
The first time showing. So the main gear is not different, but we integrate it, in a different way.
It's basically about application. So it's you have the devices now. How do we integrate that into new applications and better applications, and better ways to do things? Very cool. Take, thanks for spending time with me.
Thank you
man.
very much.
Thank you.